Hey, this is Knitting Brow. Thanks very much for coming back. A big thank you to Heather and Ken for commenting on my YouTube account that they enjoy the video blogs. If you also enjoy the video blogs, let me know and I will try to work in some of what you'd like me to talk about in future video casts. I wanted to share with you a couple of things that I received in the mail last week. I got two of my magazines and I wanted to share some things about these. The first is Cast On, which I get with my membership to the Knitting Guild Association of America. Actually, no, it's just the Knitting Guild, tkga.com. And what I like about this is it's very much an educational magazine. True, the patterns aren't the best, but I do enjoy seeing what they talk about in relation to how to be a better knitter. And they also have some information that helps people when they do the correspondence courses or the master's knitting program. This pattern, the patterns in this look like this. There's seems to be a fair amount of entrelac. In fact, we have entrelac there, there, and there. We also have some socks. So I enjoy this magazine. I do don't sit down and read it cover to cover, but I do use it as a reference. Now, the other magazine that I got was Interweave Knits, and you've heard me ramble on about Interweave Knits because they don't have any men's patterns. And so I sat down very expectantly to find some men's patterns. And what did I find? I found no men's patterns. Now, I didn't even find a pattern that would work for men without some sort of stretch of the imagination. I'm frustrated, and I wish that there would be more men's patterns. Knitty had an all-men's pattern. Even Vogue Knitting has had an all-men's pattern. Interweave Knits, take some time and think about men and what men want to wear, and people knit for men as well as men knit for men. This is the last couple of these have not had any men's patterns, and I'm frustrated. So frustrated that I'm thinking I may not renew. And I was snarky, and I actually looked for the patterns to find out how many men were pictured in this. And there's actually, just in the whole magazine, there's 2 men pictured wearing knitted items. Actually 2.5, because there's in all 2.5 are in ads, and that half is because it's a silhouette of a man. Doesn't make me happy. So I finished a Tit Bit for my friend number 1, who has recently survived breast cancer, and she needed a something that fit in her bra that was comfortable because the prosthesis just is really uncomfortable. So this is found on Knitty, and I will link this. This is an amazingly easy pattern. Uses a small amount of yarn. I'll also post that in the blog. And when it's put together, it looks like that on the back, so that it doesn't actually rub up against the scars. And it's great. It actually works well. It's just fiber fill. I'm going to put a little bit of weight in here with a stone, a healing stone in there for my friend who has breast cancer. That's a wonderful thing. So it's something for you to consider. You can do the nipple in any way you like, and I was just using some extra yarn. I thought that the areola would be kind of fun. So there's that. Great option for knitting for people who have lost a breast. I mentioned this project. This is the Elbac, and the Elbac is something that I'm knitting out of the Nassau. I've tried. I can't do it. I can't do it. I am frogging this whole thing. I'm giving the yarn away. No, I just can't do it. So, and I think it's the time for me to actually start some new projects. One of the projects that I'm working on is a vertically striped vest when it's worn, but it's knit side to side, and I want to use all of my sock yarn that I have around the house. I'm not going to be knitting socks on a size 1 or 0 needle. They're just a little too thin for me. I actually like my socks heavier, like a DK or sport weight. So I'm going to be using some of the great sock yarn that I have in a vest that I'm going to be knitting. Unless somebody can find me a side-to-side vest pattern that uses a basket, seat stitch. My friend, the M's, when they were down, they were showing me a baby blanket that they made, and it was really beautiful because with the seat stitch, it looked woven, and it was really, really beautiful, and I thought that would be a really nice vest. So, well, enjoy your colorful loops of daily living. Bye.